right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Not all that humid over the next couple of days, and that's a good sign for us to be outside, but maybe not so much for our rain chances when those rain chances pick up, and why we're at least going to see better opportunities down the road.
It was 17 years ago. 5 St. Louis kids drowned in the Merrimack River. Tonight, the sole survivor sharing his story. A week after deadly storms hit the bi-state, a look at the damage at 2 historic cemeteries.
But it's sad that it happened like that, but that's God's work. I just hope that they can clean it up.
We want to thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Brent Solomon. There is widespread tree damage at Calvary and Bellefontaine cemeteries in North St. Louis. And new tonight, Robert Townsend explains why the cemeteries are temporarily closed.
Drive down West Florissant Avenue near Union Boulevard in North City and you will see 2 cemeteries with rich history in St. Louis. The privately owned Bellefontaine Cemetery in Arboretum was founded 174 years ago. Right next door, the 169-year-old Calvary Cemetery and Mausoleum is one of 17 cemeteries owned by the Archdiocese of St. Louis. Both are now facing a major setback as a result of major storms a week ago.
I didn't have an idea that the trees had blew over in the graveyard and messed the graveyard up.
Last Saturday afternoon, the usual peaceful grounds rattled with thunder, lightning, and powerful winds. The storm uprooted and snapped massive century-year-old trees, scattering debris across both cemeteries. Officials at Calvary estimate they lost about 100 trees. Bellefontaine says the storms destroyed nearly 40 significant trees and 100 smaller ones at their cemetery.
That's kind of very sad because what if we wanted to go over there and put flowers on his grave?
Michelle McNeil's husband is buried at Calvary.
His mother chose this, so it's closer to the house and it's closer to us, our family.
In a statement, the executive director of Catholic Cemeteries said the out team of groundsmen will be at Calvary. If necessary, we will bring some of the South groundsmen north to assist in restoration. The president of Bellefontaine Cemetery in Arboretum says, as a level 3 arboretum, we mourn the loss of these majestic trees and have plans to replant as soon as possible. Cleaning up all that damage will take some time, possibly even weeks, and that's why right now both cemeteries remain closed to the public.
A good deep prayer to the Lord that they cleaned it up and everything be all right and be normal again.
Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, we've learned the identity of the man shot and killed at a South City gas station Friday morning. Police found 52-year-old Geometric Steele of East St. Louis dead at the Quick Trip on Gravois Avenue near Chippewa. Right now, police have not made any arrests. If you have any information, contact Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Right now, St. Louis police looking for the man who robbed a parking attendant Friday in downtown St. Louis. It happened just before 5:30 at a lot near Siri and South Broadway. 5 on Your Side spoke with the victim, who said the suspect pretended to be a customer and held him at gunpoint. Police later located the suspect's truck north of downtown. Well, this weekend marks 17 years since the St. Louis Dream Center drownings. 5 children died when the strong current of the Merrimack River pulled them under. 4 of those children were siblings. 5 on Your Side's Tracy Henson introduces us to the only child who survived.
We didn't hunt him down. JW, known then as Joseph Miller, found us. After 17 years, he's ready to tell his story on camera for the first time.
That day, we had a church picnic at Castle Park.
July in St. Louis is hot. The Merrimack River seemed like the perfect place to play and cool off.
We was in the water, and we didn't know that the water had an undertow.
By the time he felt it, it was too late.
I put my hand in the water and saw the current was getting faster.
Drifting down the river, the water went from waist to neck deep on the then 16-year-old JW. He looked over to see his best friend's sister, Dana, go under.
She drowned, and I knew I was next, and I was in the water, and I went down, gave up and went down the water. Something told me to go up. And I prayed and I said, God, I know you can hear me, I hear.
His friend Damon tried to answer that call for help.
Damon jumped in, tried to get to me, and then when Damon got to me, and he was on my left, he was trying to get me to the shore, he disappeared under the water.
Then a woman, a stranger, put her life on the line.
When I saw the woman from the top of the rock, she jumps in and tried to save me, and she ended up saving me.
JW doesn't know her name.
I would like to meet her face to face and thank her for saving me.
We looked into our archives and got JW a name, Terry Meza. We interviewed her after the rescue.
I was running out of energy, and I was trying very hard to get the boy to shore. And I'm a pretty good swimmer, you know, but I felt like, oh, keep trying, just keep going, you know. It's because I had to have enough energy for both of us.
And she did, but he was the only one who made it out of the river alive.
I was talking to my sister, Tony, and I said, Tony, people still blame me for that. I said, JW, you're not to blame for this incident. You're not. God spared you.
JW has found comfort in his faith, but would still like to thank the woman who rescued him. So Terry, or friends of Terry, if you see this story, please email our newsroom, and we will share with JW.
Tracy Henson reporting. Right now, a popular summer destination in Jefferson County is closed, and it's all because of safety. The Sheriff's Department says Rockford Beach has just been too crowded in recent weeks. They fear the crowds could overwhelm first responders. Today, volunteers coming out to a North City urban farm to help clean damage after a massive fire last week. Water, soot, and debris from the fire at Skate Laborious ended up at New Roots Urban Farm, contaminating the crops and soil. Even some animals there died. The farm helps with food insecurity in the area and serves as a resource to that community. For now, they're cleaning up with hopes of being able to move forward again soon.
We want to get back up and thriving, have produce available to share with the community. We want to still be this community space for folks to come learn how to grow their own food, to hang out, to be with one another.
You can support the farm through GoFundMe. We've posted a link on KSDK.com under the As Seen on TV section. Tonight, Taylor Swift performed at Arrowhead Stadium for the second night in a row in Kansas City. Thousands of fans attended the much-anticipated concert before the tour heads out of the Show Me State. And tonight, a Swiftie from Waterloo, Illinois, was able to watch her idol. That's despite being scammed out of tickets. Elsa is currently in remission from leukemia. To celebrate, her parents spent $1,000 on Taylor Swift tickets. Well, they later discovered it was a scam. After hearing their story, a man named Frank bought tickets for Elsa and her mom. That family is thankful.
So when Frank called, we were so shocked that can be so much bad in the world, and then you have people like Frank who just try and make the world a little bit of a better place.
Now, Frank made that donation after he was recently released from the hospital. He received a kidney transplant last week.
A blues bash, a huge catch-up festival, and a pet adoption like you've never seen. The exciting events across the bi-state. Hitting the bike trail safely. Consumer Reports puts helmets and locks to the test. Which ones offer the best protection?
Well, we're relying on thunderstorm complexes and small disturbances over the next few days, but it looks like a lot of green. What this means for our rain chances for the next week and why it's always different in July.
Well, tonight people were singing the blues in downtown St. Louis.
Because company's all right with me every once and a while.
Hitting all the right notes there. Blues on the Block is an outdoor concert that happens every Saturday evening on Washington Avenue. Look at the crowds. Tonight's singer was local music icon Cheryl Brown. She performed here for the first time tonight. Well, for the first time in 5 years, Collinsville hosted the world's largest ketchup bottle festival. How about that? Herald Square was the site of all of the festivities, including plenty of ketchup-themed competitions. The roadside attraction turned 74 years old this year. You can find it on Morrison Avenue in Collinsville. Well, you may have heard of the music festival Coachella, but have you ever heard of Poochella? Well, that's Stray Rescue's unique take on an adoption event. It happened today, shutting down a portion of Pine Street. There was live music, food trucks, and opportunities for the public to adopt dogs and cats. Delmar Gardens covered the adoption fee for pets pets that were 6 months old and older.
Well, as we look at outside right now, it's quiet, but there are storms around us. Why we continue to see this pattern and why we are lacking any rain over the last 24 hours.
Well, if you're planning on spending some time on a bike this summer, before you hit the streets or trails, you'll need a good helmet. That's where expert testing from Consumer Reports comes in to help you find the best helmet that combines safety and comfort.
When Summer Payne isn't working at Consumer Reports, you can find her riding around Connecticut along with a few of her friends.
The idea is to connect women who have a common interest in cycling and also to increase representation for Black women in the sport.
Before Summer and her fellow cyclists push the pedals with their feet, they protect their heads.
We're representing the league when we're out on the road as well. So we have to wear a helmet. That's first and foremost. Safety first, right?
Consumer Reports experts test helmets in a special lab, measuring how well they absorb impact at about 14 miles per hour. It simulates how a biker might fall in an accident. To make sure the helmet stays on your head in a crash, they also test the strength of the chin straps, attachment points, and buckles by dropping an almost 9-pound weight 2 feet so that it yanks on the straps. But of course, human nature suggests many of us won't wear a helmet if it's not comfortable and easy to use. So CR looks at that too.
We also evaluate helmets for ventilation, ease of use, fin adjustments, and other key features.
In its latest round of testing, CR says the best bike helmet for adults is the Bontrager Starvos WaveCell, which got perfect scores for impact absorption, fit adjustment, and ease of use. Now that you've got the protection you need for your head, it's time to protect your bike from thieves with a good bike lock.
In our tests, we found that U-locks offer the best security against thieves.
The Kryptonite New York Forget About It Mini U-Lock performed the best, acing tests against bolt cutters, hacksaws, and brute force. And if you're planning on taking your bikes with you on vacation, you'll need a good bike rack. CR liked the Quat NV 2.0 for being well built and easy to load.
Mike Bush reporting. Now, CR also wants to remind you that helmets don't last forever. So remember to replace your helmet every 5 years or right away if it is damaged. All right, just into the newsroom. The drawing for tonight's Powerball jackpot. Here are the numbers: 7, 23, 24, 32, 43, and the Powerball is 18. If someone matches all 6 numbers, they could win $615 million. I almost didn't believe it. That's before taxes. Well, the Mega Millions jackpot will roll over after no one won last night's drawing. Right now it sits at $480 million. The next drawing will be Tuesday night. Time now for your weather first forecast. We have meteorologist Gary Frank in the building. And I tell you what, Gary, I don't see you packing up your things and running out of the building. You must not have gone.
No, just a couple off. So it's just, it's another one of those
That's always how
$2 wasted. It's all good. We're still here. We're still hanging out with you at 10:18. And you know what? The AC's not on. That's positive. The money we're saving on AC today, it's like we won the lottery.
Perspective, my friend.
That's basically it. It also looks nice. And this is another great looking shot here downtown, down Market Street. Temperature-wise, though, it's nice and cool. You can almost open the windows, and I think a lot of you probably will. It's cooler. We're in the mid-60s right now, and this is our pretty normal low, and a lot of this times, in July where we dip below 79, 80, and that's at 5 a.m. This is a very nice night to be outdoors. Now, we did get to 80 degrees officially in St. Louis, so it did officially get to 80. 78 Chesterfield, 75 in Alton. A little warmer on the Illinois side where you weren't so dominated by that cloud cover, but As a result, 80 degrees was our high temperature. That was the 11th coolest high all time for July 8th. So pretty impressive. That's how cool this weather is. That's a big difference for us, right? You don't expect that in the second week of July. I think overnight we'll see clouds that settle in and eventually push to the south throughout the day tomorrow. Tomorrow is a little bit warmer, but it's nice and cool tonight. We'll still see a few of those clouds. 66 degrees. I think we hold pretty steady, maybe even cool off a little bit more. But for tomorrow, we're going to warm up into the mid-80s. It's going to be pretty nice. A few more clouds in the morning. They clear out, especially by the afternoon. And then it's not humid. As I mentioned, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, not humid. That moisture around, that means we're not going to see chances for rain, and we do need chances for rain, our drought monitor. And one of the reasons that we've run into this, right? A couple of times in the city, I can think of when it rained 2, 3, 4 inches in a 2-3 hour period. That's why you're not in a drought. Same with Litchfield. We've seen these pockets of heavy rain, and Farmington doesn't have the most recent rain, but you'll notice areas off to the west have been more dry. That's the nature of these summertime thunderstorms. And when you show you the big picture, we get these thunderstorms from the, we look out west. We have thunderstorm complexes that move in from Nebraska or northern Missouri, and they fizzle out. Some areas get more rain than others, and that's the nature of some of these thunderstorms that develop, fizzle out. They run into less than favorable environments, and I think we'll see something similar over the next several days. What I will tell you that by Wednesday, we'll see more of these types of storms in the area, and as we rely on those thunderstorm complexes and these small disturbances, I think we'll see more of them. And while not everybody is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 inches of rain to kind of knock into that drought, I am optimistic that our opportunities are increasing all the way through Sunday. So it means if you miss out on Wednesday, you might have an opportunity on Thursday and so on. And that's why it's almost a wishy-washy 30% every single day, because at this point, we're going to rely on those small thunderstorm complexes that die, that move in, or fronts that stall out. And I think that we'll start to fine-tune that forecast, but it's at least better. And I think we're just going to have to enjoy tomorrow. I think outdoors tomorrow here is going to be very, very nice for the second week of July.
Enjoy it while you can.
Absolutely.
Gary, thank you much. Well, we've got Corey standing by. You've got some soccer news.
I do. City SC is definitely in a groove right now, and it continued tonight. North of the border, we'll have the latest from another big performance from the hottest team in town coming up in sports.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
In 4 days, City SC will be in LA for a battle of the two top teams in the West. Tonight they were in Canada facing the second to last team in the East, and lowly Toronto gave them everything they had. Toronto FC was without their top stars and haven't won a game since the end of May, so they had some spunk against City tonight. Roman Berkey, well, he did Roman Berkey things. He was all over the place in the first half, grabbing balls out of midair and defending that net. And then in the 48th minute, City spark plug lit a fire. Azeel Jackson has been a menace lately, and he gets rewarded tonight with his very first MLS goal. That's all City would need as they win 1-0 on Jackson's goal for another clean sheet, their second in a row.
I feel like we just been growing and growing, and it's not going to stop. We're not going to take our foot off the gas. From the first 5 games, we want to continue that stretch and make sure we're ready.
Cardinals in Chicago for the penultimate game before the All-Star break today. Miles Michaelis decided to just take over. 7 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts for Miles against the White Sox. He was dominant. Cards scratched a couple across early, and then Jordan Walker got some insurance in the 9th, his 8th homer of the season. Jordan Hicks would come in and shut it down, and the Cardinals shut out the White Sox 3-0.
Super nice to have a good outing, especially when you're going to have to kind of sit on it for an extra couple days with the All-Star break. So, it's important. It makes me feel good that I can go into the break feeling good and, hopefully come back and pick up where I left off.
Meanwhile, in the Central Division, the Reds' young star just continues to shine. Elly De La Cruz stole 3 bases in just the 7th inning against Milwaukee's 2nd, 3rd, and then home when nobody was looking. He is something else. Reds win 8-5 to widen their NL Central lead. Well, De La Cruz was in the Futures game last year. Tink Hence was repping the Cardinals in the Futures game tonight out in Seattle. He is electric and tossed a scoreless inning. 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. There will be a lot of big stages for this kid in the future. Well, the MLB draft starts tomorrow. Young athletes taken in the first round become millionaires overnight. Tomorrow night on Sports Plus, I'll have the story of one of our town's most electrifying draftees ever. Westminster's Jacob Turner went 9th overall in the 2009 draft, 8 behind Steven Strasburg and 16 ahead of Mike Trout. He got a $7 million contract right off the bat and had a 7-year career. Now he helps kids in the same position he was once in to handle that dramatic financial change.
Before I got drafted, I had maybe a couple $100 in my bank account to having millions of dollars given to me all at once. But at the same time, I woke up the next day feeling the exact same. And I think I would encourage anybody to think about that fact that money doesn't bring you happiness. It can bring you satisfaction, it can bring you peace of mind, but it certainly does not bring you happiness.
Well, it's another weekend and another hometown star giving back. Today it was SLU High grad and former Illini star Tony Adams in town to give away backpacks and school supplies. The New York Jets safety turned some heads in his rookie season last year, and he has not forgotten about his hometown. Adams even announced an inaugural Jalen McKenzie Memorial Scholarship today to honor the teen athlete who was shot and killed back in 2019. And for Adams, giving back is personal.
Growing up, I wish I had it, you know what I'm saying? I wish it was a hero or somebody that could inspire me. So I just want to be real and genuine. Like it says in the Bible, be a light and be a lamp and don't hide it, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm going to be real and I'm going to be who I'm supposed to be for these kids, and so I can help inspire the next generation, because that's what all that matters in the end.
Busy day in sports and a good day for our baseball and soccer teams.
Yeah, not bad at all. Thank you much, Corey. All right, Gary, we've got a few seconds left.
Yeah, we're going to see a nice finish to the weekend. This is a good, you're going to be surprised when you wake up how cool it is in the morning for the second week of July. So let's enjoy it.
All right, we'll enjoy it. Thank you, my friends. Have a safe rest of your weekend.